Welcome back to our channel, Soap Fans. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the most explosive drama Los Angeles has ever seen. Grab your favorite drink and buckle up, because the latest twists are absolutely breathtaking. Fate has finally called its devastating debt, and the collision course of blind pride, corporate betrayal, and ruthless vengeance has ignited an inferno that will leave the Forrester and Logan legacies in absolute ashes. The fashion war is officially dead. What rises from its grave is a catastrophic battle for survival, and nobody is walking away without blood on their hands. Outside the towering iron gates of the Forrester mansion, the ultimate price of this toxic family feud has just been paid. Katie Logan Spencer, officially disowned, discarded, and humiliated by her own flesh and blood, has collapsed. The sheer, suffocating weight of Brooke and Donna's ruthless banishment has triggered a massive, life-threatening medical crisis. Katie's fragile heart, a heart that has endured so much trauma and betrayal over the years, finally gave out under the crushing pressure of her sister's cruelty. She did not just stumble. She fell hard onto the unforgiving pavement, gasping for air, her vision fading to black as the gates of the estate loomed over her like a tombstone. The frantic, terrifying wail of ambulance sirens has now replaced the sounds of popping champagne and runway music. The scene shifts instantly to the sterile, freezing, and terrifyingly quiet halls of the intensive care unit. Brooke Logan Forrester and Donna Logan are no longer the smug, self-righteous matriarchs defending the Forrester empire. They're reduced to trembling, terrified women pacing the waiting room. Brooke's hands are shaking violently. The crushing, paralyzing guilt is eating her alive. She drew the line in the sand. She pushed her sister out into the cold. And now, she is staring at a set of double doors, knowing that her petty boardroom war might have just signed Katie's death warrant. But Brooke and Donna's guilt is nothing compared to the apocalyptic nightmare that is about to walk through those hospital doors. The heavy doors to the ICU waiting area fly open with the force of a bomb detonating. Bill Spencer has arrived. He is not Dollar Bill, the calculating businessman right now. He is a terrified, unhinged, and vengeful force of nature. The moment Bill received the call about Katie's collapse, his entire world stopped spinning. The woman he loves, the mother of his child, is currently fighting for her life hooked up to a terrifying array of machines, and Bill knows exactly who put her there. Bill's eyes lock onto Brooke and Donna. There is no warmth. There is no family history in his stare. There is only raw, unfiltered, homicidal rage. He crosses the room in 3 massive strides, his voice echoing off the sterile walls like thunder. He does not ask how Katie is doing. He does not ask for a medical update. He goes straight for the jugular. Bill accuses the Logan sisters of driving their own blood to the brink of death. He points a shaking finger directly at Brooke's face, his voice vibrating with a lethal intensity. He screams that their blind pride, their toxic obsession with the Forrester name, and their pathetic need for control have literally broken Katie's heart. Brooke tries to speak, tries to defend herself, tries to explain that things just got out of hand. Bill shuts her down with a roar that shakes the glass partitions. He tells her that if Katie's heart stops beating, Brooke and Donna will be the ones holding the murder weapon. The emotional devastation in the room is absolute. Donna bursts into uncontrollable sobs, collapsing into a chair as Bill's words slice through her soul. Brooke is completely paralyzed, the horrifying reality of her actions finally crashing down upon her. But Bill Spencer is not done. His wrath is just getting started. Standing in the middle of the ICU, surrounded by the beeping monitors and the scent of antiseptic, Bill issues a terrifying declaration of war. He looks Brooke dead in the eye and tells her to deliver a message to her husband. The fashion war is over. The legal and personal annihilation of Forrester Creations has officially begun. Bill swears on his life, on his son's life, and on Katie's life that he will use every single resource, every dollar, every media outlet, and every ruthless tactic at Spencer Publications' disposal to level the Forrester empire to the ground. He vows to tear down the Forrester name brick by brick until Ridge has absolutely nothing left. Bill has nothing left to lose. His family is shattered, his son is spiraling, and the woman he loves is clinging to life by a thread. He will not stop until Ridge Forrester and his entire legacy are buried under the rubble of their own arrogance. The stakes have instantly shifted from hemlines and runway reviews to total corporate and personal destruction. While the hospital descends into a desperate, terrifying vigil, the battlefront across town is exploding with equal ferocity. At the sleek, modern headquarters of Logan Designs, the glass doors swing open and Steffi Forrester marches in like an executioner. Steffi is boiling with rage. She has tracked down the ultimate traitor, and she is ready to deliver the final blow. Steffi corners Hope Logan in the center of the design room. The visual contrast is stunning. Steffi is dressed for a boardroom massacre, her eyes flashing with dangerous, unyielding fire. But Hope is no longer the submissive, sweet, accommodating girl who shrinks under Steffi's glare. Hope stands tall. Her posture is rigid, her chin is high, and her eyes are ice cold. The transformation is absolute. Steffi launches her attack immediately. She accuses Hope of pulling the grenade pin and throwing it directly into the heart of the Forrester family. She screams that Hope's secret defection, her lies, and her alliance with Katie have ignited a war that will destroy everything they have built. Steffi demands to know how Hope could betray the company that gave her a name, the company that built her brand, and the family that took her in. Steffi expects Hope to crumble. She expects the tears, the apologies, the frantic backpedaling that Hope has always delivered in the past. She gets none of it. Hope fires back with a ferocity that leaves Steffi momentarily stunned. Hope's voice does not shake. It cuts through the room like a diamond blade. She steps directly into Steffi's personal space, refusing to back down an inch. Hope declares that she is finally free. She looks Steffi in the eye and tells her that she has permanently escaped Steffi's toxic, overbearing, and dictatorial control. She refuses to be a pawn in Steffi's power games anymore. She refuses to beg for scraps at Forrester Creations while Steffi sits on a throne dictating her future. Hope's words are lethal. She tells Steffi that Forrester Creations is a suffocating shadow, and she is finally stepping into the light. She proudly claims her place at Logan Designs, declaring that she is finally in a building where she is actually wanted, respected, and valued. Steffi's jaw tightens. She warns Hope that she has made the biggest mistake of her life. She vows to make Hope regret this betrayal, promising that the Forrester machine will crush Logan Designs before it even gets off the ground. Steffi swears that she will personally see to it that Hope's new venture is a humiliating, catastrophic failure. But Hope has a trump card, and she is not afraid to play it. Hope smirks, a cold, calculated smirk that mirrors the ruthless ambition of Dollar Bill Spencer himself. She informs Steffi that Logan Designs is not just going to compete with Forrester Creations. It is going to obliterate them. Hope delivers the ultimate, devastating blow. She reveals her master plan. Logan Designs is going to utilize the legendary $100 million Hope Diamond to headline their upcoming collection. Steffi's breath catches. The implications are massive. Hope declares that she will use the Hope Diamond to completely eclipse Eric Forrester's upcoming couture collection. She intends to steal every headline, every buyer, every camera flash, and every ounce of glory from the Forrester patriarch. She is going to humiliate Eric on the global stage, proving once and for all that Logan Designs is the new, undisputed king of Los Angeles fashion. The sheer audacity of the move leaves the room vibrating with tension. Using a $100 million gem to intentionally sabotage Eric's comeback is a declaration of total, unforgiving war. It is a move so ruthless, so completely devoid of family loyalty, that it permanently shatters any remaining bond between the two women. Steffi stares at Hope, realizing that the girl she once bullied is dead. In her place stands a ruthless corporate warrior who is perfectly willing to burn the Forrester legacy to the ground to build her own empire. Steffi does not scream. She does not yell. Her voice drops to a lethal, chilling whisper. She tells Hope that this is the end. There is no coming back from this. She vows to collect on this betrayal, promising that when the dust settles, Hope will have absolutely nothing left. Steffi turns on her heel and marches out of Logan Designs, leaving Hope standing alone in the center of the room. The silence that follows is deafening. The battle lines are no longer drawn in the sand. They are carved in stone. The two most powerful families in Los Angeles are now locked in a death spiral. At the hospital, Bill Spencer is preparing to unleash a legal and financial apocalypse on Ridge Forrester, driven by the desperate, terrifying reality of Katie's failing heart. Every second Katie remains in the ICU is another second Bill spends plotting the absolute destruction of the people who put her there. Brooke and Donna are trapped in a nightmare of their own making, watching their sister fight for her life while their family's empire sits in the crosshairs of a vengeful billionaire. Meanwhile, downtown, Hope Logan is preparing to launch a $100 million weapon directly at Eric Forrester's legacy. She has fully embraced the darkness of corporate warfare, severing her ties to the Forresters and aligning herself with the ruthless ambition of the Spencer machine. Steffi Forrester is mobilizing her own forces, preparing to strike back with a vengeance that will shake the fashion industry to its core. There are no more peace treaties. There are no more family dinners. There are no more apologies. The grenade pin has been pulled. The explosion is happening right now. Katie's life hangs in the balance. Bill's wrath is fully unleashed. Hope has gone rogue, and Steffi is out for blood. The collateral damage will be catastrophic, and no one is safe from the fallout. The collision of fate, pride, and high-stakes consequences has finally arrived. The board is set, the pieces are moving, and the destruction will be absolute. Will the Forrester empire survive Bill's wrath, or will Hope's diamond strategy shatter their legacy forever? Next, two runaway trains are speeding toward a catastrophic collision on the exact same track, and nobody in Los Angeles sees the wreckage coming. That is exactly what is happening right now in the halls of Forrester Creations. While the Forrester and Spencer families were busy tearing each other apart in a bloody, public spectacle at the Bikini Bar, a completely different kind of explosion was quietly being set up in the pristine executive offices. Zen Forrester Dominguez just dropped a bombshell, and the fallout could be the final nail in the coffin for the Forrester family's fragile unity. The stage was set with eerie perfection. Eric Forrester, fresh off his unhinged, viral livestream meltdown where he branded the house of Logan a pack of thieves, was desperately looking for a distraction. The patriarch was bruised in ego and spirit, demanding a night out to blow off steam. R.J. Forrester and Electra Forrester were ready to join him, forming a united family front. They extended the invitation to Zend, expecting the usual compliance. Instead, they got a smirk. Zend deliberately and cryptically declined the celebratory drinks. He did not just say he was busy. He made it abundantly clear that he had celebration plans of his entirely own making. He hinted at a lovely lady who had suddenly grabbed his undivided attention. When Ridge Forrester, the ever-demanding co-CEO who expects total transparency from his bloodline, pressed his nephew for a name, Zend did not flinch. He looked Ridge dead in the eye and delivered a line that is destined to echo through the coming weeks. Wouldn't you like to know? That is not just a deflection. That is a challenge. That is a declaration of independence from a man who has spent years standing in the shadows of the Golden Children. Zend is holding a massive secret, and the sheer audacity of keeping it from Ridge proves that this is no ordinary romance. This is dangerous territory. To fully understand the gravity of Zend's secret, you have to look at what he narrowly avoided by skipping that drink. While Zend was presumably off sipping champagne with his mystery woman, Eric, RJ, and Electra walked straight into a war zone. While Spencer was waiting at the Bikini Bar, what started as a tense confrontation escalated into a violent, physical brawl between Will and RJ. Fists flew, bodies collided, and in a moment of pure, unadulterated chaos, Will's punch missed RJ and landed squarely on Eric Forrester's jaw, dropping the elderly patriarch unconscious to the floor. Zend dodged a literal fist by keeping his date. But was this just a convenient plot device to keep Delon de Metz's character out of the crossfire? Or is this the ignition switch for the most scandalous storyline of the summer? In the soap world, there are no coincidences. Zend's absence from the family trauma is a glaring spotlight on whatever, or whoever, he was doing instead. He is isolating himself from the Forrester drama, and that isolation is breeding the perfect environment for a treasonous romance. Let us dissect the psychology of Zend Forrester Dominguez right now. This is a man who is a ticking time bomb of professional and personal resentment. He poured his heart, soul, and undeniable talent into designing the latest hope for the future collection. He was promised the spotlight. He was promised the runway. Instead, his designs were unceremoniously shelved by Steffi and Ridge to make way for Eric's lackluster, incredibly expensive couture line. Zend was forced to watch his hard work collect dust while he was simultaneously demoted to working under his younger, far less experienced cousin, RJ. The humiliation has been brewing for months. Zend feels entirely underappreciated, dismissed, and disrespected by the very family that claims to value loyalty above all else. When a man feels powerless in his professional life, he seeks control and rebellion in his personal life. This mystery woman is not just a date. She is Zend's rebellion. She is his secret kingdom where Ridge and Steffi have absolutely no authority. But why the intense secrecy? If Zend were simply dating a beautiful, Forrester-approved socialite or a harmless model from the cutting room floor, he would parade her around the office. He would use her as a trophy to prove he is thriving. The fact that he is guarding her identity with such fierce, cryptic defiance screams one undeniable truth. This woman is scandalous. She is someone who would instantly earn the wrath and disapproval of the Forrester dynasty. Zend has had a front-row seat to the catastrophic disaster that is Elektra and Will Spencer's relationship. He has watched Ridge lay down tyrannical ultimatums, demanding that Elektra sever ties with Will because Forresters and Spencers do not mix. He has seen Ivy Forrester ruthlessly manipulate her own niece's love life to serve a twisted family agenda. Zend is highly intelligent. He knows that the second you introduce a controversial partner to the Forrester family, they will mobilize like a military strike force to destroy it. By keeping his mouth shut, Zend is protecting his new romance from the toxic interference of his own bloodline. So, who is the mystery woman? The suspect list is a minefield of high-stakes drama. Let's start with the most explosive possibility, a Logan operative. The House of Logan, bankrolled by the ruthless Bill Spencer and spearheaded by Katie Logan, is actively recruiting top-tier talent to crush Forrester Creations. What if Zend's date is intimately connected to the enemy? Consider the sudden, shocking return of Shauna Fulton. Shauna is back in Los Angeles, hustling harder than ever, and she has just secured a lucrative position designing jewelry for the House of Logan. Shauna is a woman who knows exactly how to manipulate powerful men. She has a notorious history with Ridge Forrester, having faked a blackout drunk Las Vegas wedding with him. Imagine the sheer, volcanic fury Ridge would experience if he discovered his neglected nephew was sleeping with his manipulative ex-wife, who now works for his bitterest corporate rival. A Zend and Shauna pairing would cross generational lines, corporate lines, and moral lines. It is the exact kind of forbidden fruit that a frustrated Zend might bite into. What if the mystery woman is Melissa Dillon? Dillon is currently playing a dangerous, multi-layered game. She has been circling Will Spencer, trying to capitalize on his heartbreak over Elektra, while simultaneously engaging in passionate, secret encounters with RJ Forrester. Dillon is an opportunist of the highest order. If she senses that RJ's lingering obsession with Elektra is a dead end, she might easily pivot her seductive talents towards Zend. Zend is handsome, talented, and desperate for validation. Dylan could be playing all the young Forrester men against each other, spinning a web of deceit that will inevitably end in a massive, violent confrontation between the cousins. Then there is the darkest, most terrifying theory whispering through the soap opera rumor mill. What if the woman grabbing Zen's attention is a ghost from the past? The streets of Los Angeles are buzzing with wild, unconfirmed speculation about Luna Nozawa. While the world believes she perished in a tragic accident after committing a string of evil acts, this is a world where the dead rarely stay buried. If Luna survived and is operating in the shadows, she would need a pawn. She would need someone on the inside of Forrester Creations who feels alienated and angry. Zen, blinded by his frustration with Ridge and Steffi, would be the perfect target for a manipulative, psychotic mastermind looking to exact bloody revenge. While this remains a wild theory, the mere possibility proves how high the stakes really are. We also cannot ignore the reality behind the cameras. Delonda Metz, the incredibly talented actor bringing Zen to life, has been vocal on social media about his desire for more substantial airtime and a compelling love interest. The fans have been screaming for Zen to step out of the background and take center stage. The writers are clearly listening. This cryptic date is not a throwaway line. It is a meticulously planted seed. It is the prologue to a massive, front-burner storyline designed to give Zen the spotlight he has been denied for far too long. If this mystery woman is indeed someone scandalous, the corporate ramifications will be earth-shattering. Zen is already teetering on the edge of defection. He knows that Hope Logan took her brand to Katie's fashion house. He knows that Deke Sharp is thriving there. The House of Logan represents creative freedom, massive financial backing from Bill Spencer, and most importantly, respect. If Zen's new lover is affiliated with Logan, she could be the siren luring him away from his family's sinking ship. Imagine the catastrophic PR nightmare for Forrester Creations. Eric Forrester just went on live television and screamed that the Logans are thieves who stole his thunder. Steffi and Ridge are scrambling to launch a couture line that is bleeding money and generating terrible buzz. If Zen publicly defects to the House of Logan, taking his brilliant shelved hope for the future designs with him, it would be the ultimate kill shot. It would prove to the entire fashion world that the toxic culture at Forrester Creations is driving away their own blood. Ridge Forrester demands absolute, unquestioning loyalty. He expects his family to fall in line, to sacrifice their own ambitions for the greater good of the brand. But Ridge has pushed Zen too far. By constantly elevating RJ, a man whose current claim to fame is getting into physical brawls at the bikini bar, Ridge has alienated a master designer. When Ridge finally uncovers the identity of Zen's mystery woman, his reaction will be nuclear. He will issue ultimatums. He will threaten to excommunicate Zen from the family. But this time, Zen might not back down. This cryptic romance is giving him the confidence to stand on his own 2 feet. He is no longer the compliant grandson willing to take the scraps left behind by Steffi and RJ. He is a man with secrets, a man with a plan, and a man who is ready to burn the Forrester rulebook to the ground. The battle lines in Los Angeles have been drawn with permanent ink. The physical violence between Will, RJ, and Eric is just the surface level of this war. The real damage is going to be done in the shadows, behind closed doors, and in the secret rendezvous points where Zen is meeting his forbidden lover. The Forrester family thinks their biggest threat is Bill Spencer's checkbook or Katie Logan's PR strategy. They're dead wrong. Their biggest threat is the enemy they created from within. Zen Forrester Dominguez is holding a match, and the entire Forrester empire is soaked in gasoline. The moment he decides to reveal his mystery lady to the world, the explosion will leave nothing but ashes. Will Zen's scandalous mystery woman destroy the Forrester empire from the inside out? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, hit subscribe, and never miss a twist.